Good evening, everybody. This is NFT Culture, and joining us once again is Andras Kristof, who is the founder and CEO of Ether Cards. Andras, welcome back.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's been, you guys have a lot going on in the Ether Cards world right now, so I appreciate you making time.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, so just a high-level overview of what we're going to go over this evening. We're going to try to get through as much as we can. The end is I'm making him handhold me through some of the traits. So, you know, this is for new people just getting their feet wet on Ether Cards. We're going to get to the stuff that most of you guys want to see in the middle of this, and then we're going to go over the collabs and the partnerships with the platform to start with. So that's kind of the overview for this evening. Again, the middle part, we're going to talk about the Punk fractionalization that's coming up and how you guys are going to airdrop that. And I'm going to try to squeeze you for as much information on the dust mechanic as I can. And then we'll end going with some traits and try to drop some alpha on people that, you know, previously may not have thought about buying Ether Card, but now they're seeing the excitement with the Punk drop. They want to get one. And we're going to try to show them how to maximize value when picking traits. So that's the overview. All right. So let's start off. And at first, let's go with the Lamelo Ball drop. So this is a collab that you guys have already completed. This is a customer that used your platform, and I wanted to pull up their website because they got a little going on. I want to ask you some questions on that. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let me bring them up. All right. This is the Lamelo Ball drop. This is one of the marquee first collaborations and partnerships or folks that used your platform, if I'm not mistaken, right? This is about a couple months ago. Is that right?
Yeah, it was, I think it was in April, if I'm not mistaken. April or May, yeah.
And so for this partnership, so we've already actually, let me backtrack because I don't want to get ahead of myself. We've actually done Andras once before. So if anybody wants to figure out what Ether Cards, the platform, does, go watch that video. It was an hour and a half long. Don't know a lot of time. We talked about it, but just really high level. It's a platform for people to raise capital, alternative method for raising capital and community engagement, NFTs. So go ahead and check that last video out. But this Lamelo Ball drop was what specific tools from the Ether Cards platforms, or what did they draw from the platform? What did they use as part of their overall drop?
They started to use the platform in the two ways that we actually providing support for. One is to add traits to the cards, and the other is to use so-called forges. Traits are features and functions that make sense in that specific community or use case in which they are creating these NFTs. So the traits on Lamelo Ball's cards are making sense for his community in his specific use case. You can get discounts, you can get VIP tickets, you can get physical drops and other things that Lamelo can place on these NFTs, and the owner of the NFT can redeem or utilize it.
Okay. Now there was also, I think, Lamelo's cards. The stats changed, the evolving stats. Did you guys have anything to do with that? Whereas his career progressive, some of the data changes on the cards.
Yeah, that is also a very interesting feature. We can make the cards dynamic in the context of making the cards react to real world events. So what happened is, in that case, is that his specific cards changed and evolved when he received the Rookie of the Year award. And this is something that can be utilized all over the platform. It can be done in different ways as well. It is possible, for example, to for somebody that when an event happens, then the card drops another NFT. Or even going to more extremes, it is possible that if like a sports team has NFTs, and if they loses, the NFT gets damaged. If they wins, the NFT gets leveled up.
So this is like next level. The old cards you used to trade. This is like that evolved. You're gamifying the cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So for everybody watching, this is one of the first major marquee partnerships that used Ether Cards. And I just wanted to give everybody an update because Lamelo has actually got right now, if you actually participated in that drop, you can enter this drop right here for a chance to win this gold one. So I wanted to go ahead and point that out for folks that he's continuing on to build on the platform, use the platform, and leverage the platform. So if you got an NFT, you're basically betting on Lamelo and growing with Lamelo. So he's gamified that. All right. So go ahead.
And just this is also very important that these are not one-off partnerships. Almost all the partnerships that we do are continuous engagements. So we keep working with them the same way as we keep working with Dirty Robot and the other partners as well. Because as the platform evolves, they keep using the new features, so they keep interacting and engaging with the platform.
Cool. Okay. All right. And going on the timeline here, the next one you guys got involved with was Steve Aoki, and this was a pretty big one. Can you give a little background on this one, because I'm not too familiar with this. I saw it in the news. It sold out. They made a lot of money, but to kind of give the background on here and how you guys were involved specifically, because I saw you guys had a big article here on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is also very interesting, and also shows that EtherCards is not a marketplace, because this drop was actually on Nifty Gateway. Okay. And we worked together with Nifty and created the system. It could be completely integrated with Nifty, or you will see later with OpenSea or other marketplaces. Again, we are not a marketplace. We are adding extra functionalities to marketplaces. So what we did here was a couple of interesting forges. For example, if you had an earlier Aoki NFT, you could just come visit this page and redeem one of the new NFTs that could only be redeemed, that could not be purchased. So that was the first integration, and that is using our other kind of feature, the Forge platform. And then we have ongoing forges where if you have certain combinations of the Aoki NFTs, you can get an extra piece, a rare piece of something that you can't actually buy in any other way. So again, this is a gamification and engagement for NFTs.
Okay, I think this project was like, it's actually the intellectual property was that they made a little short and they chopped it up. And then if you bought all the NFTs, you basically had the full short. And so you actually got some ownership of the intellectual property. And I think I read that what you mentioned, the mechanic they're using, there was some cutscenes that might only be available when they're trading in some of these. And so that's what you were talking about with the mechanics of EtherCards.
Yep.
Really
and it
cool.
can be done both ways. You may have to trade in a card, or you may just have to show that you've got a card and you will get it. You don't need to give that card away.
Wow, cool. For those watching, this is a pretty deal. It was in the news, and I think he's going forward and going to build out this entire universe. So if you can imagine the folks that got the original NFTs, this is it's going to be worth quite in the future if it's a successful universe. All right, cool.
And as usual with any deals, when we do this, we always negotiate with the partners to give free NFTs to EtherCard holders. And in this case also, I think that was 250 pieces that could be simply redeemed for free only by you holding an EtherCard.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Do you get involved in negotiations with the artist, or you got other team members that handle that?
I am extremely blessed to have a very capable team, so I am blissfully unaware of the negotiations most of the time.
Cool. Okay, so let me take a step back, because for folks that haven't watched the last video, EtherCards are the actual NFTs for the EtherCard platform. It was kind of like the pilot prototype to see if this engagement mechanism would work. And those cards have varying traits. And some of the traits actually get you a discount, which we'll go over later on. They get you a discount to use the EtherCards platform and the expertise of the EtherCards team. And I'm curious, did Steve have a card that he utilized for this, or did they just approach you guys and say, hey, we want to buy and go?
I think if he doesn't, he will. Okay. I don't actually know. I remember the talks about it, but I don't have the final information, so I cannot have. I don't have a definitive answer to that right now. I'm sorry. I will look it up.
No worries. Just curious. I'm curious about you guys have got a couple marquee ones, big names, and I'm curious who was actually holding EtherCards and who just paid full price. So. All right, so this was Steve Aoki, and then kind of moving along, we had a surprise one, because I was looking over your timeline, and this wasn't on the timeline for things to come up. But I remember I was sitting there in Discord. I got the notification, Mike Tyson dropped. And so, of course, I ran right to my Discord, the NFT Culture Discord, dropped it. And a lot of our folks actually managed to get one. In fact, my partner Malachi got one, and he was flexing on me because he had one of them. And they did extremely well in the market. So tell me about this, because I know this was impromptu, just by y'all's timeline.
That was a very, very fantastic deal. We had even us had very, very short notice of this. One of our so that came by a prompt and request from OpenSea. So this was something that we worked with them, and this is also a proof that the technology that we are doing can actually be utilized on actual marketplaces. So we work together with OpenSea to make this happen. We are providing the traits and other dynamic features for these NFTs, and we help them with the drop. It was indeed a surprise, but it was a surprise for us as well. It was a very short timeline engagement.
How many hours and how much stress was it putting this thing out? How many sleepless nights did your team have on this thing?
I think they pulled a couple of all-nighters in that. But again, I can't stress enough how much I admire them, because they made it happen with a very, very short timeline, and it was successful. It was tight though.
It was tight, but it was awesome, and it went off without a hitch. Yeah. And a lot of people were happy they got one. I actually perused the collections, and I wasn't ever able to find the one of one, the ultimate Mike Tyson. I guess I'm a OpenSea noob, but the baddest man and some of these are just really cool. Give me a kit. Did you have any involvement in the actual card itself? I think there's a little bit of animation here when you do it. Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
That's just really cool.
No, the artwork did come from Mike Tyson's side.
Okay.
But again, we've got 25 of these for our community.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So that's the Mike Tyson project. It was cool. I think this was the first one that you guys utilized OpenSea for, right?
Yes, that was the first one that was meant for OpenSea. Yeah.
Okay. I have to ask, because I asked on Steve Aoki. Any idea if Tyson's crew had an Ether card to get you guys involved?
I think the answer is no. Again, that was an extremely short engagement, and I don't think that was part of the deal at that time.
Okay. All right. So guys, one of these cards actually allowed you to, I think, spend some time with Mike. I think the one of one, you got a 30-minute session with Mike, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, next one. All right, so Ether Cards, the platform, they have the Ether Cards actual tokens, and then are the NFTs, and the artwork on the NFTs is awesome. You got artists from all different genres and basically all over the world, and bring them together. And so if you look at their platform, when you pick through their NFTs, they've got like a whole host of artists that participated in actually creating the images. 70 plus artists. And so those 70 plus artists, I'm assuming, are at some point in the future going to be using the Ether Cards platform itself, because again, this is the roots. This is where it started, like a mechanism for artists to engage their communities.
Yeah.
And I think go ahead.
Yeah, no. I just want to say that all these artists actually received a card with a special trait that will make it possible for them to use this platform for free for eternity.
Oh, so that's awesome.
So that is one of the benefits that we provided.
Okay, cool. All right, so I've got this one pulled up because I guess this is the first artist that has been able to use the platform to actually launch an NFT. So tell me about the Dirty Robots NFT.
Dirty Robot is pretty much one of my favorite living artists, and I think his work is awesome. And we worked together with him to create a beautiful drop. It's called Seasons, where he actually creates NFTs for each season, starting with summer. And those NFTs can be forced together to create animations, and then those NFTs can be forced together to create large, beautiful pictures. If you would want to go to dirtyrobot.com, I could actually show it to you.
Sure, we could do it. Dirtyrobot.com.
One word, dirtyrobot.com. There we go.
Oh yeah, cool.
So that is, and as you can see again, what we are doing is we call it platform as a service. This is EtherCards technology behind, but that is on dirtyrobot.com. It is not on EtherCards. Again, we are not trying to become a marketplace. So unfortunately, the actual Dirty Robot NFT, the cards are not on this page anymore because they were all sold out. But if you look up Dirty Robot on OpenSea, there we go. No, I'm sorry, it's here. So this is the 4 cards. Each of these cards have 2 versions, the night and the day version. And if you forge together the same, let's say the sitting boy on the left side, if you forge together the night and the day version, you will end up with a card that will change its color scheme over the day based on your local time. And then when you collect 4 of those cards, like the 4 cards on the page, then you will get the total picture. If you could just show me that picture that is spans across the page.
This one?
This one, yes. This one. So this basically the total 4 cards together, and then it will change based on your local time from early morning to night. So first you need to use the Time Force to create the animated version, and then the Space Forge to complete the total picture. And then you will be able to get very interesting traits on it. One of the traits is that you can redeem a physical copy, a high quality print with Dirty Robot signature and numbering. Mm-hmm. Or again, you may end up with a trait that lets you talk or engage with the person itself, and have like a 30 minutes consultation, or have like a custom drawing made for you. Cool. So a lot of interesting interactions with the artist as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, and the final version, because this is summer. So right now we are working on autumn, and then winter, and then spring will come. So the 4 seasons will come in similar fashions. And if you collect the 4 seasons and create the ultimate image for the 4 seasons, you can redeem the ultimate trait, which is going to be a 60-inch picture frame LCD TV with easel legs, which looks like a beautiful picture frame. And when it's off, it is going to be displaying the season's NFTs 24/7.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there, because I didn't look, is there like how many of these can actually be created? Any ideas based on the number he's got out there? Because you got to keep on forging these things, right? And then, so it starts to basically burn more and more cards. And so in the end, I think that Dirty Robot fans, like people that actually appreciate the artwork, there's only going to be, so many of these final scenes that are able to be created. Yeah.
Actually, the plan is to limit it as well. So right now the plan is that for the summer final piece, only 128 can be created, and then the forge will stop working. For the autumn, it's only 64. For the winter, 32, and for the spring, it's only 16. So it's 16. Always half.
Well, so it's 16. If you want to do all 4 together, you go to the least one. So it's 16.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So the final collection can only be 16 pieces, because the spring edition, there will be the forge will stop operating after 16 forges. Okay,
so you heard it here, folks. Here's the alpha. Go get the spring one. That's the bottleneck. That's going to be the one that's hardest to get. Come
in spring. Okay. So it's not out yet.
Okay. All right. So everybody go out there. If you're a Dirty Robots fan, hype it up. Make sure to snipe that spring, and then you'll be sitting on gold. Okay, this is really cool. So I remember when this thing launched, I actually didn't even go to the Dirty Robot site. I went to OpenSea, and I remember that I tried to participate, but you guys introduced a new mechanic on OpenSea, where I guess only EtherCard holders could participate. I hadn't seen that.
No, that was the pre-sale. So there was a short period of time where only EtherCards holder could engage, but that was a set amount of NFTs, and then it opened up for everybody.
Yeah. So
that was.
How did y'all pull that off? I mean, you had to have some pretty deep integration with OpenSea to be able to do that, because it literally was limiting, and it's non-custodial. So I mean, they were limiting.
Yes.
They had to look in your wallet to see you actually were holding the Ether card, and if you were holding it, then you could buy.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. It was a pretty awesome feat that the engineering team pulled off.
Yeah.
We still had some problems. We still have some problems that we could have done better. For example, 12 OG holders picked up all the 800 cards, which is unfortunate. But we know how to do it better next time. So next time there will be limitations per card. The current, it could change, but the current idea is that if you own a founder Ether card, you can reserve one piece. With an alpha, you can reserve 3 pieces, and with an OG, you will be able to reserve 5 pieces only. So no more somebody with a card picking up all the pieces.
So why did that happen? Was it because I didn't look at the mechanic that closely? Did the OGs get access to the pre-sale before the founders, or they just happened
to? How do I put this? Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
from our side. So it's definitely something that the team did an incredible job at making it happen. But unfortunately, 2 small things slipped through, and it wasn't as smooth as I wanted. But this is because, again, the extreme shortness of time. And next time it will be all ironed out.
So that was just the pre-sale, right? That they bought up. That wasn't the entire drop.
Okay. Yeah. Pre-sale.
Hey, shame on you, OGs, if you're watching. OG Ether card holders, quit being greedy. You don't need them all. All right. Okay, so let's go on. So really cool. The next one is Mark McKenna, which I think is another artist that was a part of the original team for Ether cards. What can you tell me about Mark McKenna? Can you drop anything there? Give us some info.
Yes, we've got a new series coming up from Mark McKenna as a special drop as soon as the platform is out, the self-serving platform. Mark McKenna, first of all, is a fantastic artist. He has been working with the biggest studios. He was actually doing Star Wars and Batman comic books for decades. But he's now doing his own stuff, and I think that his own stuff is even more amazing. And he's coming up with a fantastic series on a very dark and gritty version of Alice in Wonderland. And I'm really looking forward to that series. We are late with that, for which I am terribly sorry. But this is one of the first things that I wanted to get out as soon as the self-service platform is out.
Awesome. Okay, so he's going to be kind of like the trial run to see, the kinks of, what somebody actually using the self-service platform. By the way, guys, let me roll this back, because we had in the last video, again, go back and watch previously, but Ether cards right now is a service where people will come and use Andras and his team's knowledge, and they'll build, great back ends and front ends and help with minting contracts and things along those lines. But they're actually rolling out a platform where anybody can come up and use it. That's holding an Ether card is the stipulation. You got to hold an Ether card to use it. And that, we talked about it last time. We should start seeing thousands of generative art projects. The only thing limiting is the Ether card. So thank God. Otherwise, we'd have 50 drops a day instead of 20. So, he's got really cool art. I'm liking the Star Wars one right here. And I think y'all are going to specifically do it around the Alice. The gritty Alice, that's going to be the NFT drop, is going to be around that project, right? The Gritty Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yep.
Looking forward to that one. What else? Then we've got this one I couldn't really find much on. Girls Robot Dragons NFT. I didn't find much on that one. It's on your timeline, but I couldn't find anything on it. So no image to share.
If I would have known, I would have prepared with some pretty awesome art. But I can actually drop it to you right after this call, and you can share it with the community. Cool. So Girls Robots Dragons is made by two. I don't want to overstate. I don't think I can overstate them, but they work as a pair, and I think they are within the 10 most influential illustrators right now who are living. Not many people know their names. They started in Eastern Europe back in the 80s, 90s, and they single-handedly created fantasy and sci-fi visual art in that era. Then they moved on. They worked on a lot of big projects like Niantic, like Wizards of the Coast, like Pokemon and other. They did a lot of, for example, Magic the Gathering cards as well.
Oh, wait a minute! I might have information then. Are we talking about? Is this it?
Oh yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I do have it then.
The Mr. Gabor Szikszai and Mr. Boros are the two people. There we go. And so these people are beyond awesome, and they have created a lot of original art for the Girls Robots Dragons drop. There will be a lot of fun things, a lot of forges. We will have actually layers on the cards that can change, and you can actually collect the perfect layers from them. And it's going to go very similarly. You will be able to grab high quality prints and even meetings with these people to pitch your art to them, to get their advice or anything that is related to their art. So this is some. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to, sorry to interrupt, but I think because I'm a Hearthstone fan, you said that they did some artwork for Hearthstone, right? These guys were involved.
They did.
Yeah. So these guys are pretty connected in the gaming world as well. You know, some up and coming artists. If you want to get involved, you might pick something up just to network and connect with these guys. They might be able to put you on some games. So
boy, for sure. It's I mean, when I was a young person, it wasn't yesterday. They were my heroes, my legends, because they illustrated all the fantasy art books, fantasy books, and everything else that I devoured when I was a teenager. It was their art on the covers. So being able for me to connect with them and to work with them is pretty much a dream coming true.
Okay, great. I'm glad you mentioned their names because I would have butchered them. So I appreciate that. All right. So I think that's all the artists that you guys or people that have used the drop mechanisms and the so far that you guys have got. So I want to kind of switch over to some projects. And you teased this one on the last stream, but you really didn't get into the details of it. So I do want to talk about this. So real quickly, let me set the stage for folks that aren't familiar with this. SushiSwap is a DeFi platform. They do borrowing and lending. They do traditional AMM, like swapping assets. They're a multi-chain, so they're on all different chains. These guys are pioneers, and they also spinning off, launching their own ICO like type platforms, and so they're very deep embedded. You got some really core, great coders and a great community. And so I saw you kind of tease working with Sushi, and I was curious in what capacity, if you could share anything on that now.
The one thing that I can share, and I don't know if I did, is that we did some physical cards for them.
Okay.
Like this, which this one not, but the actual one had a nice QR code on the back, and you could actually redeem stuff with them. They distributed it on the ECC in Paris. So that was a small and fun project that we did with them. Okay. We are also working on two other projects with them. One is being the integrating with their upcoming NFT platform. The means of integrations are still being discussed, so I cannot tell much more about that. But their platform Show You is coming up, and if everything goes well, we will be integrated with that platform in some shape or form.
Okay. Excellent.
We have one more project going on with them, which is which I still can't talk about. But I think that is probably it's going to be the most innovative and most technically challenging way we use dynamic NFTs. So I think it's going to be awesome, and it will be worth the wait. Mm-hmm. But I just can't talk about it yet. I don't want some sushi chefs to show up by my door, and so maybe next time.
Okay, next time we'll bring you back on and show you real quick. That's the platform that Sushi is launching for what
NFTs.
NFTs.
It's an actual NFT marketplace.
It's an NFT market. Okay, so it's going to compete with like OpenSea and Super Rare and other places like. Okay, awesome. Looking forward to it, guys. If you want to find out more about that platform, head to the Sushi Discord. They talk about it over there. Okay, so let's move on. That's Sushi. The other big one in the Ethereum space and now branching out is the ENS. And last time you talked about it. So I just kind of want to see if you could elaborate a little bit further, like what exactly you guys are doing for them going forward.
ENS is we have very odd, very odd connections with Nick Johnson, who is the father of ENS. It was actually Nick Johnson who created Ether cards in the previous incarnation of the company. We took over Ether cards after Nick started to focus on ENS, and we did relaunch it. So the way we're going to work with ENS, that ENS wants to drop NFTs with beautiful art for ENS users. It's going to be a free NFT as long as you have an ENS domain and as long as you have a certain settings on that ENS domain. You can sign up for the raffle and you will be able to receive one of them if you are lucky enough. And then those NFTs will again provide you benefits and traits. Like again, in some of them there will be a magical token with which you can summon Nick Johnson for half an hour. And similar things. We are talking about how deep we can actually integrate with ENS. But this is going to be this is a showcase that is not only art, not only visual art that you can do with Ether cards. It can be utilized for technically any projects, be it even an open source, open platform project like ENS or Sushi.
Okay, so for those watching really quickly, I probably should have said this already, but ENS basically, you know, I think it's a pointer essentially. So like if you've got an address on Ethereum, the Ethereum blockchain, it's a long drawn out set of numbers and letters, and this thing can change it to where it's just you know, in our case we have one, it's NFTculture.eth, right? So if somebody wants to send us some silly NFTs, instead of knowing our address, you could just type in your wallet, send to NFTculture.eth, and it'll come to us. And I think they recently branched out where, you know, you can they'll support other blockchains besides Ethereum. They'll do Bitcoin and Stellar, and so there's a whole host of them. It's pretty neat. Some of the smaller domains have already been taken. Actually, a lot of them have. The four-letter ones are expensive, but it's still easy to go out there and get one. And another alpha drop, if you own change, you get to enter in for a raffle for a cool NFT here in the future. So okay.
This is very exciting for us because again, this shows how diversely the platform can be used.
Cool. Okay. Any other platforms or projects on the tip of your tongue you want to mention?
Right now, we just want to get our platform out because the problem was that we have been working and handcrafting these drops because it's very, very good for us and obviously good for the community. But because of that, the focus was on the drops and not on the platform. If we will have the platform out, we can do 5 times more over the same amount of time. So right now we want to stop not to do much more drops until we get the platform out, because that will then accelerate all the other projects that we have in the pipeline.
Cool. Okay, so that's a good segue because let's start talking about the meat of what most people are probably watching for, and that's details on this. Actually, the Ether cards holders specifically, and other folks looking to pick them up, the details on CryptoPunks. So on the last stream, you talked about you guys were sitting on 30 CryptoPunks, and you were going to find a way to distribute them, and now you've announced that it's coming, it's going to happen. So kind of give me a little background on what these CryptoPunks.
Yeah, so these CryptoPunks will be given for free to the community, to the Ether card holders. What we are going to do, we're going to fractionalize them, basically break them into 1 million pieces each. It's going to be 27 punks because we keep 3 punks as the grand prizes for the Battle Royale tournament that is coming up later this year. So it's 27 punks is going to be fractionalized on the Ether cards. 27 punks, 27 million pieces of dust, which is going to be the token that we are issuing, is going to be dropped on the 10,000 Ether cards. 9 million on the OGs, on the highest ranking 90 cards, 9 million on the 900 alphas, and 9 million on the 9,000 founder cards. So altogether, 27 million dust will be dropped on the 10,000 cards, and all you need to do is to collect 1 million dust, and then you can just take that 1 million dust ERC20 tokens, put it into the redeem contract, and the redeem contract will use Chainlink's fantastic VRF method to get a verified random number, pick one of the punk from the vault, and give it to you. So no gimmicks, no nothing, and no chance. Because this is not a lucky draw. This is not a raffle. The fractionalized punks will be distributed on all the cards evenly. I mean, evenly based on their categories. And so there is no chance in this. As long as you have an Ether card, you will get some punk fractions. And because since we bought this. Punks, they kind of also gave birth to these MeBits. So we are throwing in the 30 MeBits as well into the same fray, issuing a sufficient amount of dust that enough to redeem those as well, and also putting it on the cards. And since we have these 25 Tyson NFTs, I think they are still going for like 10 ETH each or similar. We are doing the same thing as well. So even if you don't want to or cannot collect the 1 million dust, then you can still go for a MeBit or a Tyson, or actually Ether card alphas and founders. So what we will do, we will have the 27 punks, 30 MeBits, 25 Tysons, 50 alphas, 250 founder cards, and the dust that is sufficient to redeem each and every one of those will be dropped on Ether cards.
So have you guys already built out the front end for this, or are you guys, and what does the back end look like? Are you using like a service, like I had a fractional art up here, but there's a bunch of different takes on how to do this. You have built it yourself, or are you using
we built it ourselves, because what we do, that all of these platforms are great, but they're not actually made for this particular purpose, which is giving it away. All of these things are meant to do some trading. So you give something for getting the parts, and that's not the case here. We are giving these away. There is no trading. There is no pool where you need to balance like ETH with the parts and stuff, which is most of these platforms are meant for. So we cannot actually use them. And the other problem is that most of these platforms, if you have more than one NFTs, you can either fractionalize them one by one or one as a whole, and you cannot redeem them one by one, which is a bummer. Imagine a griefer getting one bit of every punk and holding it for themselves. That would be a disaster. So we actually have the mechanism, because we already have the mechanism for the alpha and the OG upgrade traits. If you have an Ether card, for example, with an OG upgrade, you can send it to the appropriate contract interface, and you will be given an OG card. So we've got the code, we've got the mechanism. We need to make some small changes, and then we can utilize our own mechanism for this. And why it is also important, because this is going to become a regular part of Ether cards. Every new drop, like Dirty Robots new season, Dirty Robots Wizards that we did not talk about it, the GRD drop, the Mark McKenna drop, 5% or about 5% of all those drops will go into a dust pool and can be redeemed by dust.
Okay. So just so I understand it, kind of a recap. So if you're holding an Ether card, you're going to get a certain amount of dust dropped into your wallet that is holding that particular Ether card.
No, into the card.
It goes into the card. Okay.
Onto the card, then you need to claim it. And also there will be terms and conditions, but there has to be terms and conditions. But those terms and conditions can be met. I'm just saying it's not so it's going to be pretty much automated and streamlined, but you will have to agree to terms and conditions. We are not anonymous, so we need to make sure that we pay and obey everything that is out there.
Okay,
but
so
technically, it is exactly as you said. As long as you hold an Ether card, you will have the ability to just keep that card, and that card will be able to collect dust, and you can claim that dust.
Okay.
And then that will be an ERC20 token.
Okay. All right. So for this very first one, I just want to go over it one more time. So the dust is actually dropped into the card. So if I were to trade the card or sell the card, is the amount of dust the card is holding visible to the prospective buyer?
Yes. Okay. It is visible to the buyer. Yeah. It will be on the front of the card. It will be on the top right corner, the amount of dust that's on the card.
Okay, and then the amount of dust that's dropped, initially, because right now you guys are about to drop a boatload of
yeah.
So I don't know what a boatload's going to be. It depends on what the redeeming amount is for each of those various things.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you went over the punks, but you didn't really go over the Tysons and B-bits and further on down. Depends on how much is required.
Yeah, they will be appropriately priced to the punks, so it will be at market value.
Okay, all right. So you guys are dropping this set amount of dust for this very first time, and the amount of dust is based on the card level, creator, OG, alpha, or founder. You'll get a set amount, and then each item that's up for grabs costs a certain amount of dust, and so you're going to try to acquire dust. So like the very first drop. As an OG, even if you're an OG card holder, you're not getting enough to redeem for a punk. But you could go out and buy other cards, right? Yeah. And then the 4 cards, you have enough to put in there. Or you could just wait for the future. The next drop, you'll get more dust. And then eventually, it's like a long-term goal to get to the punk. It's like when you're a kid and you're at the arcade and you're getting these raffle tickets and you go like 5 times and you store them up and then you get that big doll at the very end type idea.
And also you can pool with others. You can co-op with others and redeem a higher level NFT together with others.
Yeah.
And then you can fractionalize that in one of those platforms that you mentioned. And there you go. You've got your punk or punk faction. Or you can. I'm fairly sure we are not going to do that, but I'm fairly sure that within a day there will be a pool on Sushi as well with dust.
Okay. There'll be a pool on Sushi with dust.
Yeah. I mean, on Sushi, anybody with dust can create their own pool. Dust versus Ether pool, and so people will be able to exchange dust.
So if you did that though, how would it get in the card? Right, it has to go into the card, right? The dust.
No. It comes on the card.
And then you claim
it from the card.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it.
And then it's an ERC20 token. And it's a pure ERC20 token.
Oh, that's great. So somebody could pop up an LP pool and start allowing trading.
I don't see why not. So again, this is this is going to be near seed funding. It comes on the cards, but you can claim it from the cards, and then it is in your wallet.
Yeah, such a cool mechanic. You guys knocked it out on this thing. The way that you're distributing it to take out the randomness and just everybody. So cool. So I know Zyphy was probably. I think Zyphy was probably just being facetious with this comment, but unless you guys have made an announcement, normally when people do drops, they make you like tweet multiple people that say it's coming before you qualify. Are you guys doing something like that?
Yeah. We will go all out with marketing, and there will be a Twitter promotion campaign as well. And you might be able to get some dust for that as well. I don't know the details yet. I've got again a very great team who is dealing with that, and
he's just being silly. All right.
Absolutely. So I think this is probably the best way that we could come up with to get this thing started and distribute the punks finally.
All right. Let's see. What if a person not any OG that can't afford gas fees? If they're not an OG and they can't afford gas fees, I don't know. You can start on some side chains and flip up and then come on the main chain, I guess. I don't know.
It's I mean, we take that up with Vitalik. We can't help with that. Hopefully later, a little bit later, when 2.0 happens, then it will be easier.
Yeah, tell Vitalik to hit the master node. Call him up, Andras, and tell him to drop the price. All of us are tired of paying the gas. The master node button. We talked about y'all looking at layer 2s. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but Arbitrum's out, and I think Immutable X is. They just launched their token anyway, so they're getting some traction. So there's some folks to look at, and I think it's going to be a little bit late for this mechanic, but maybe in the future, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We are looking, but we just want to really get the punks and the platform out, and after that, it will be a little bit easier for us to focus on stuff like layer 2s as well.
Okay. All right. Well, cool, man. Thanks for sharing the information on the dust. Makes it super clean, understandable. Thank you so much. I apologize. I told Andras I'd only him on for about 45 minutes. So we've already gone over here. I didn't even get to the final section.
It's all good.
Okay. I'm going to extend them here for about 5 or 10 more minutes. We'll do a lightning round. And so EtherCards, the token, the NFT for the EtherCards platform, the one we've been talking about here is really gamified. I mean, it's a really complex token. There's lots of things going on. And so, that's an hour and a half deal just to go through that and give you guys a good, clean understanding of the NFT itself and what else possible. But I'm going to do a lightning round here, and we're going to dial in on OpenSea here. And let's just kind of run through some of the traits that are available on the cards. And let's start with, let's go ahead and jump down to the forge or reforge. Let's start here. So This is OpenSea mechanic for you guys. This will kind of, let's see. Let's go right up here. Let's wait. Dolph. Right now, this guy is wanting 1E. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed on the EtherCards here lately, ever since the announcement.
I did.
Yeah, you probably have noticed. Yes. Let's see. Let's talk about what is the Reforge. I know you talked about that a little bit. What does Reforge allow on here?
Reforge is a fun mechanism that lets you reroll your layers. Every card has these 5 layers. If you click that away, I can show it to you.
Yeah.
And these layers are created by those layers. This is 5 layers, and they are created by 15 different artists, and they are randomly attached to the card. So if you use Reforge, you can actually reroll those layers. And
these are the layers.
Potentially, well, I would not reroll this.
Yeah, this guy's got a perfect. Look at this. How nice.
This is a perfect. Oh my God! Yeah. Yeah. This is a David perfect. I would not reforge this.
No.
And if I'm not mistaken, please don't take me if I remember incorrectly. Reforge might actually have an effect on the traits as well. I need to look it up. Frankly, I'm sorry about that. But there is, at least I know that there are traits that makes you reroll the traits as well on the card. So
Yeah,
you get a completely new card.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can go through, because we're a little rapid fire here. The Forge Protector. What does this one do?
Forge Protector. There is a page called forge.ether.cards where you, as long as you have two cards, you can put the two cards into the Forge and manually select the layers you want on your card. Okay. But the price is that you're going to have to burn your other card. So you create one card and you burn the other card. But if you have a Forge Protector on that other card, then you keep the other card.
Okay, and this is specifically talking about the layers, the 5-layer from the artist. Yeah. Okay, so it's not like it's forging the cards. It's not forging the cards. It's the layers. Okay, so this card remains. Yes. This front end artwork stays, right? Okay.
This is what we change. You have two of these, and you pick the layers from both cards, and then you create your ideal layer combination.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then, if you don't have a Forge Protector, then the other card with the discarded layers will disappear. You have to give it up. But if you have a Forge Protector, then you keep both cards, and you basically can just change the layers in any way you want.
Okay. All right. So one thing I forgot was you guys are going to be airdropping the dust. Now you're keeping 3 for the battle royale, the CryptoPunk battle, right? So those 3, I believe that's your crypto. Well, let's see that. Where's the battle?
The Punk battle ticket. Punk battle ticket. Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you a question here, because I was looking at this and I was kind of confused. If your Punk battle ticket has, let's say he has 2 punk battles. What does that mean?
Yes.
Versus 3 versus 1.
There will be multiple tournaments, and you can enter multiple tournaments if you have multiple tickets.
Okay. So the way that it's going to work is the first punk battle is going to be just one punk's given away. One winner, okay? If you want to participate in the next one, you got to have another entry pass. Okay. So when you're over here sorting, you can sort the number. So at a minimum, I want full access. I want to try to win. So I'd have to set that to 3 to scale through.
That is going to be an OG. So that's going to be costing a pretty penny probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This one's awesome right here. I don't know who's sitting on this guy right here.
That, yes.
It's so. I mean, this is actually. I think I told you last time I was actually participating and watching when you guys first launched, and this is the card that I wanted to get, but I mean it was really quickly out of my price range, but even back then it was expensive. I think it was 40 ETH. So when I was looking at him, but he's awesome, and he's got an awesome card, he's got all sorts, and in the art is cool too, right? This is almost like this is PFP caliber art right here, right? I'd love to have this guy, the moon ape right here. But so, for example, he's got the 3 punks on there.
Oh yes, it's an OG.
All right. So while we got this up,
wow.
Yeah. While we got this up,
ticket is a different. I will talk about that more. That is another set of tournaments for another set of prices that is going to be paid in a different way. But I don't want to talk about that much more right now. We want to focus on the punks first. Okay,
focus on the punks. Okay, all right. Let me get down to some of the spicier ones, guys. You can click through here. It's pretty detailed. Some of them I had questions on. Let's see. The limited edition Lucky Reroll. Let's talk about Lucky Reroll. What does that one do? The Lucky Reroll. Let's find it.
I need to look it up. Forgive me, we've got like 70 different traits. I believe Lucky Reroll is when you can reroll your layers, but you have a certain amount of control on the randomness. So you can get much closer to, for example, to a perfect. What does it say?
Yeah, it allows
the cards.
Yeah, it allows the card holder to reroll cards, random edition traits. With the same character chances as an OG. So
yes, because the OGs, when the original drop happened, OGs had 3 times more chance to get any trait. So if you do a lucky reroll, even if it's on a founder card like this one, you will get OG chances for trades. So this lucky reroll rerolls the trades as well, and it means you may pick up like 6, 7, 10, 12 trades on your card.
Wow. So you could potentially pick up on just founder card. You could pick up 3 punk battles. Potentially?
Yeah, no. There are some specific trades that are not based on randomness, like punk battles and others are not based on randomness.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, there are some trades, for example, OG upgrade. We cannot make it random because we don't have any more OGs. So we cannot let you upgrade because we don't have it ourselves. We have 3 pieces left.
Okay, so what are y'all going to give those away in the dust? So pretty soon those will be gone too, right? With people be able to read for dust for those, right?
No, it's only alphas and founders. It's going to be in the dust pools for now.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we keep these 3 OGs for specific sports, for special occasions.
Okay. I had one other one. I mean, I had a whole bunch of them, but we're going to run out of time. So I want to go through one more that I thought was really cool. Let's see if I can find it.
Sure.
Wait a second. Gravity. What's the gravity? That's the one I wanted to.
Gravity is a really OG one. It's basically has the ability. So when somebody is using a forge or other mechanisms that makes them burn a card, gravity might actually grabs that card before it goes to the abyss and brings it to your wallet.
Okay, so there are mechanics where some cards completely get burned and they disappear. And this
like the forge. When you do the forge, you burn one of the cards. Well, okay, you don't burn it technically right now. It goes to a card jail, to a special vault. But with the gravity, once it gets implemented, you may actually get the card yourself. So it's going to be in your wallet and it won't go into the vault.
Cool. I mean, this seems like a real. I mean, it's priced like it's a real nice. This person is very proud of the gravity trait, man.
I think only 35 pieces are out because this is something that we cannot afford to give away too many.
Okay. Let's do one more. How about Good Company? Are you familiar with that one? I got this one marked here.
I know it's highly coveted. Let's look at the description, okay?
Yeah,
I'm kind of ashamed not knowing it by heart.
It's okay. It's lots of them, and let me pull this thing up here. Good Company.
And I haven't been working on that for a while.
Yeah. Let me do this.
But it's also having to do with attracting other cards. I believe.
This one's at a good price right here. It's not like the gravity one, but it's pretty.
Might actually pick that up.
Yeah, look. It allows the card holder to burn this trait in exchange for an extra card from the vault randomly.
Oh yeah. So
it's like 2 cards for 1, and the card you pick up is like a random one, right? Whatever's in the vault.
And you don't need to burn this one. You only burn the trait.
Okay, so could you theoretically pick up an OG card because you guys are still holding 3? Because it says randomly, right?
I can neither. How do you
confirm
say
nor deny?
That's right.
Oh man, you could take a real roll. Yeah, you know what? It's pretty crazy. I was thinking about after you guys do the dust, and a lot of those cards are pulled out of the vault. Those 3 OGs are still going to be there. This could be a super alpha pickup right here to get the OG. Okay. All right, guys.
I think so.
Hey, guys, I dropped some alpha on here. A small brain got there on stream. All right.
1925. Let's see how long does it last
after the stream now. Okay, cool. So we've already gone the hour, and there's lots of trades we can keep going. Is there anywhere to see the punks that are going to be airdropped, and then the 3 that are left for Battle Royale?
The address is well known. I don't know it by heart, but I can get it to you so you can put it under the stream if you want. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Hold on. We are not connected on Telegram, so I cannot actually send it to you. So I will send it to you right after the stream.
Okay, cool. I'll post it up so people can go check out the punks that are
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
dropped
yeah.
and
30
the me
punks,
bits and
30 pounds,
obviously.
30 me bits. Yep, yep,
Okay,
yep, yep.
so is the full collection that's going to be dusted? Are they all in the same wallet right now for
Yes,
everybody?
same wallet, one single wallet with 30 punks. We will remove 3 punks to for the battle royale, but there will stay 27 punks, and that is the wallet that we're going to use for the redeem contract to pick the punks from.
Cool. Okay. All right. So what's the timeline? What's the timeline for the drop again for everybody watching for the dust?
September for sure.
Okay.
And I am supposed to get a definitive date by later today by the dev team.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I can probably share that with you later today as well, so you can put it under the stream if you want.
Fantastic. Okay. Any parting thoughts? Anything you want to let people know?
It's been a blast, but I think the best is yet to come. Thank you very much for your attention, and I can't thank enough to our community. We have an incredibly engaged and very helpful community on Discord, and I think those people make this happen as much as my team does. So I want to make sure to thank them for their support and many times for their patience.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us this evening. Shout out to Johnny Bull NFT. Check his stream out if you want to learn more about Ether cards. Cool dude, puts good information out. Again, thanks a lot for joining this evening, and we're out of here. Good night, guys.
Thank you.